Y'all ready for this? Memphis. We're rocking in Memphis. New York City never sleeps, but I need to hear that rebel beat. Everybody's moving too fast. I gotta slow down, make it last. Muddy Mississippi calls my name. In my heart I'm just a southern dame. Only place for me, Memphis, Tennessee.
Put your hands together for the down-home diva, Miss Shelley King Fisher.
I'm a down-home diva, y'all. Ain't your ordinary girl. We gon' do it nice and easy. Then I'm gonna rock your world. Now check this out. Rochelle, if God wanted us to have a tree in our living room, He just put one there. After all, God can do anything He wants. I'm just a little darling, Southern Jewish princess, and I love to sing that good old rock and roll. Raised up on gefilte grits, specialize in Hebrew hits, and other kinds of funky kosher soul.
Wow, welcome to another rendition of Mia's World. Welcome to winter. Welcome to Martin Luther King Day. Welcome to an amazing guest on my show today, Shelley King Fisher, who's performing her one-woman show, Hebrew Hillbilly, 50 Shades of Oy Vey, on January 21st at the Santa Monica Playhouse. Shelley, welcome to Mia's World.
Well, thank you, Mia. It's a pleasure to be here. And just in case you don't have it, here is the official postcard for Saturday, January 21st performance of the Hebrew Hillbilly. We're calling it a eclipse kind of between regular New Year's and Lunar New Year, because I'm kind of loony anyway.
Perfect.
Anyway, we have room for a few more people on the dance floor, as we say down south. It's this Saturday, January 21st, 7:30 p.m., Santa Monica Playhouse. And Mia, we have a special guest artist and 2 food sponsors. I'll talk to you about that a little bit later, so I'm real excited.
I'm rocking in Memphis. That was the intro video that we saw, Rockin' in Memphis by Shelley Fisher and
Thank
Hurt.
you.
That was, I'm ready. Where's the dance floor? I want to dance in the aisles and dance on the tables.
It's available, but you got to get out of here.
I know, I got to get out to LA, right?
Well, that's okay, because I love New York.
Well, you'll be back.
I'm looking for some sponsorship opportunities, because I have performed so far at Triad Theater, Soho Playhouse, and various other spots. Been on L'Chaim TV for fabulous JBS TV, and we love New York.
And we love you. So we're going to try to find you a spot, come on.
Thank you.
So before we talk to the fabulous Shelley Fisher, otherwise known as the Down Home Diva and
Thank you.
Hebrew Hillbilly, and
Thank you.
a sparkling personality to boot. She's been called a dash of Mae West and a pinch of Dolly Parton, and you're your own unique soul. So with soul.
Oh,
Yes, you are. And
I would not mind having Dolly Parton's money. I mean, let's be honest, we're just talking among girlfriends over here.
girl talk.
She has had some amazing career.
Amazing.
Plus,
Plus,
you can't deny that. Oh my gosh, really.
plus she gives back a lot too.
Hats off to her. That's
Yes, indeed.
sure.
Well, before we continue our dialogue with the great Shelley Fisher, I have a few trivia things that we do here on Mia's World. Every time we do this, we just have a lot of fun. So today being Martin Luther King Jr. Day, January 16th, a couple of birthdays today. Ronnie Millsap, country western singer, born in 1943. Singer-songwriter Sade, born in 1959. Edith Frank, the mother of Anne Frank, was born 1900 on January 16th, only lived in 1945. Andre Michelin of the famous Michelin Guide and Tires, born in 1853.
Wow.
Ethel Merman, another great singer, born in
Oh my God.
1908. Diane Fossey, who's the conservationist who studied gorillas, 1932. The American activist and writer Susan Sontag, born in 1933. Debbie Allen, singer from Fame, born in 1950. And Lin-Manuel Miranda, famous for In the Heights and Hamilton,
Wow.
another January 16th.
Wow.
Interesting, right? Today in history, 1569, the world's first national state lottery in England on January 16th.
Wow.
In
You are a
1830,
variable, you are a variable fount of information, girl.
we try. 1838, the first public demonstration of telegraph messages using dots and dashes at Speedwell Ironworks in Morristown, New Hampshire by Samuel Morse, Morse code.
Wow.
In 1937, Screen Actors Guild incorporates. 1938, the first jazz concert was held at Carnegie Hall, performed by Benny Goodman and his band.
Wow. Wow.
And in 1954, the great Rodgers and Hammerstein musical South Pacific closed with Mary Martin and Elio Pinza after 1,928 performances.
Wow. Wow.
Today's holidays, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yes, it is. And it's National Good Teen Day, and it's International Hot and Spicy Food Day. So here we go with Mia's World rhyming the news. We rhyme the news we did it every week for over 10 years. So here we are again. So here we go. Prince Harry's just come out with a scorcher book, no doubt. It's filled with hate against William and Kate, but seriously, don't pout. The title, it's called Spare. It's more like Truth or Dare. The proper royals against these disloyals. Is the family beyond repair? But Harry's sipping tequila with Colbert, fake news or reala. Would Princess Di be asking why? And truly, what's the deala? Amidst the dreary drizzle, LA has started to sizzle with award show fun, red carpets begun, but viewership might fizzle. The Golden Globes were first, with Valentino immersed. The theme was sparkle. Where's Meghan Markle? Is she revered or cursed? House Speaker was sworn in with a big GOP grin. After 15 rounds of votes, backroom deals and notes, McCarthy got the win. Or maybe let the games begin. What's up with Joe's classified docs? Were they hidden under the rocks? Biden's best storage yet, next to the Corvette. Will they find yet another box? A ban on stoves of gas. I think I'll take a pass. The best scrambled eggs, electrics the dregs. Gas stoves the best, alas. It's hot and spicy food day, so chili pepper away. Try some cayenne, as good as Zen. Now where is my Chardonnay? And that's Mia's.
Very clever.
Thank you, Shell. Thank you, Shelvis. From Memphis, here's the great Shelley Fisher. And performing January 21st, Saturday, her great show, Hebrew Hillbilly, 50 Shades of Oy Vey at Santa Monica Playhouse. You've got some amazing background and some great reviews. A dash of Mae West and a pinch of Dolly Parton. The stage vibrates with her songs, anecdotes, and charm. That was Pam Price from San Diego TheaterReviews.com. I love cantor Linda Rich, who said, Shelley Fisher will have you laughing your kishkas off one moment and in tears the very next, as we are invited into her roller coaster world of triumph and disappointment, vulnerability, and determination. The dream may be hers. The emotions belong to all of us. It's quite, you've got incredible reviews, and you are so clever. Speaking of clever, with some of your writing, I love this. Cornbread and cleavage with little grits on the side. That's
Thank you.
Priceless words and lyrics. So let's start, I guess, at the beginning. When you were a little girl, you were born in Memphis. You grew up in Memphis as a Jewish kid.
I sure did.
And what was that like? That had to be difficult, but yet courageous, empowering. How would you describe?
If I may respond, I think that your terminology is interesting. I think that your background's just your background, okay? There wasn't anybody, man, we're courageous. We were growing up. Now, let's just get it straight. We had a great background in Memphis, Tennessee. We had an awesome Jewish community, which truly held us all together. we had some anti-Semitism,
Mhm,
but it wasn't violent in the
mhm.
scope of nobody hit us or punched us, or I never saw swastikas drawn. I was called Dirty Jew on several occasions, and I was excluded from certain things. We were not allowed to be members of your Gentile country club. I could not be the maid of Cotton Carnival, which was a major disappointment to me. There was a lot of unspoken bigotry in Memphis, Tennessee, which for the most part was a pretty, they call it a gentleman's town. It was pretty polite. So I'm really not here to trash my hometown, because the older that I get, the more that I miss it. There was so many great things about Memphis, Tennessee. We had the most amazing river view.
Ah,
And a lot of my show is built around the thoughts and the reminiscence of the Mississippi River, because I start out when I sing my song Rockin' in Memphis, and then I say, they call Memphis the Bluff City because it's built on a natural bluff overlooking the mighty Mississippi River. Soon I'd find out that everybody's living on a bluff. We've all been to the edge a time or two. And that is the truth. We've all been to the edge a time or two. These are not the times for just vacation platitudes. These are tough times for everybody. And today commemorates the birthday of Reverend Martin Luther King, who certainly did everything he could, including giving up his life for the simple pleasure of equality. And I do feel we've come a long way from his death on April 4th, I believe it was 1968, till today, because it looks to me like there's a lot more equality in the world, because I lived in Memphis at that time, which was very different. And it was very difficult for a Black person to get a break. And that's all I can say, that things have changed, thank God. And I think this is a day to show some real respect and reverence for Dr. Martin Luther King and his message of nonviolent resistance.
well, I think this might be a great time to play, maybe we'll play number 3, Jade, "Wanna Stand With You" on that theme.
Could I say a little about it to set it up?
Of course,
Okay.
yes, please.
This is a song that I wrote about my true life experience when I was 5 or 6 years old, going downtown on the bus with my nanny, Ora Mae. And she was like a second mama to me. She looked after me. She helped me with my homework. She helped me get dressed. She was my prime companion other than my mom and dad. And I was beyond excited. I was wearing my prettiest pink taffeta dress. I was carrying my Mickey Mouse suitcase. We were walking hand in hand until we got on the bus, at which time she dropped me like a hot potato on a little seat by myself next to a mean old bus man. She hightailed it to the back of the bus, to a big long seat, and sat with all her friends. I could not understand what I did wrong. And here's what the song. I'm 7 years old, going downtown on the bus with my nanny. Why can't I sit with you? Tell me, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Please don't make me go. Don't make me let go of your hand. I don't understand. Why can't I sit with you? We got off that bus. I'm thirsty. I see 2 fountains over there. One says colored, maybe red and green, like the dancing waters in Court Square. I'm standing beside you. And you push me away. Why can't I stay? Why can't I stand with you? We're together
every day. You're there for me in every way. But when we go outside, there's a change we just can't hide. Stand with you. Yes, I do now. I wanna stand with you. Hey, hey, hey. I wanna stand with you. Oh, let me stand there. Don't push me away. I wanna be there right beside you. I get to feel you in my loving arms today. In every way, I wanna stay with you, stand with you, walk hand in hand with you. I wanna stand with you. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, amazing, amazing emotion. Stand With You by Shelley Fisher and Harold Payne, correct?
Thank you very much. I might add that Harold is also a solo performer, excellent guitar, singer-songwriter. He was also the producer of Bobby Womack, who was a famous soul singer, and Harold produced his last album, which was the greatest man on earth or something like that, about the man who forgives first. And he's going to be my opening act.
Phenomenal, fabulous.
This, I'm very excited. This Saturday, January 21st, 7:30 p.m. And y'all get to see Harold Payne. He will be coming on and off the stage with me on various songs that we wrote together. And I think it's going to be a great event.
Well, speaking of your nanny, because that was a very striking description and very emotional. Did
Thank you.
you keep in touch with her after, after she was really taking care of you as a
Until
kid?
she died at age 100. That's a very good question.
Wow. Wow.
As
Did
a
she
matter
stay
of fact, I had a phone call with her
really?
around the time that The Help, the movie came out. And I asked her if she'd seen The Help. She, I don't need to see The Help. I am the help. And that was it.
She lived it. Yep.
She lived it.
Absolutely. Oh, that's
And
such
I did ask her
Mhm.
how she felt about the way that she was treated in my family. She said, Shelley, I was treated like family.
The best
And-
compliment.
And I really appreciated that, because
Well-
obviously the issue of civil rights is something that has certainly not gone away. Just like the topic of anti-Semitism has certainly not gone away and is more prevalent than ever. And I do believe that hate against anyone is hate against everyone. And we as a society need to work on tolerance for everyone. I seriously don't believe we can love everyone. I think that's a little euphemistic,
Mhm.
but I certainly think we can respect everyone.
Well, it sounds like your nanny said a lot in what she said about your parents and how they treated her, obviously. So let's talk a little bit about your parents, because that's fascinating to me.
Well, thank you. I
You
really
are who
appreciate
you
that.
are partially because of your parents, obviously. So your father came from Russia when he was about 11, I think.
10 or 11 years old. Thank you. You did your homework. My
Max.
father, Max Nimitz, escaped from Russia amidst the gunfire of the Bolshevik Revolution. They slept in foxholes with my grandmother, Sonia, who I never met, sorry to say, and had to give all the rubles required so they would not be killed by the guards. This was not a fun story. And as I get older, something that can't be tossed off. But they made it on the SS Finland out of Southampton, England.
Wow.
They did make it to Ellis Island, where the Statue of Liberty said, "Hey, Jew boy, go down south, where those nice Southern people will welcome you with a really big shalom, y'all." Or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And do you talk about that in your show?
I
No?
do, because it's an integral part of my life.
Absolutely. And
Thank
so
you.
why Memphis? Was there a quota going on with some of the cities were already filled up?
Well, sure. I mean, certainly everybody knows there's a lot of Jewish people in New York City,
Yes.
but there weren't too many Jews in Memphis, Tennessee. And for some reason or another, they ended up in Memphis, Tennessee.
And your mom, who lived in Pittsburgh, I believe, Frida.
Oh, you're good. You're good. My mom's name was Frida, and she was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. But my uncle, her brother Victor, came down to Memphis and married himself kind of a real well-to-do Jewish plantation owner's daughter. And my mama came to visit him. And the story goes, she was in the building in which my father, by that time, had become an attorney.
Wow.
And my father saw her and he said, "I'm not going up on this elevator. I got to see who that is." And he introduced
great.
himself,
I love
actually.
it.
And he invited her for dinner and she accepted. And the rest is history.
Oh, love it.
There you
Timing, right? Timing is everything. I
That's
mean,
it. That's
it really
it.
is trite, but if you don't seize the moment, forget it, right?
With everything you do, because,
Yes.
you know, I believe that it's all about network or not work.
Uh-huh.
The right moment is the moment that you encounter somebody who might be interested in what you have to offer.
Right.
And that's it.
Take it now or don't or forever hold your peace.
Love
What
it or
about-
lose it. That's it.
What about Frida? I mean, was she
A singer.
a singer? Yes. And is that
Yeah.
where you got your love of music from your
Well,
mom?
where else would you get it from? The air? In
Yeah.
other words, Memphis, Tennessee was highly musical.
Yeah.
The influences were unbelievable, but my influences came in my house. My mother was a fabulous singer. She specialized in the torch songs of the 40s.
My favorite.
Thank you. She had some record contracts, but she was from a religious Jewish family. And in those days, it was a disgrace to be a singer. Totally. And my grandfather, Jacob, was actually a rabbi. He was totally against the performing arts, which I think was sad, but it was part of the times. I don't feel that we're in a position to criticize the facts,
Yeah.
because the facts are the facts.
Yeah.
And my mama did her very best. She had her own radio show
You did.
when she was 15 called KDKA, Pittsburgh, PA. She sang her heart out. She had the opportunity. Well, she was actually Al Jolson's cousin.
Oh my God.
And the radio station and the newspaper sent her to New York City to meet with her cousin. And she did not have good things to say about her cousin.
Wow.
She sent down Mr. James Cagney. Mr. Jolson sent down Mr. Cagney, who treated my mother like a princess. And he squired her all over New York City, tap dancing all the way. Through him, I think she met Phil Reagan, who was a huge star at that time. And she learned that you don't have to be Jewish to be nice. Because, you know, she had such fond memories of James Cagney and Phil Reagan throughout her life.
That's remarkable. Do you have any recordings of hers?
Well, I do. And there's a story that when I moved from my previous condominium, I bet you there's one box I haven't opened that's still in my garage, because my sister and I have been fighting about that. She thinks I've stolen the records, and of course that's ridiculous, because my mother could sing her heart out. Some of her favorite songs or Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?
Oh, love it.
That old feeling, which nobody could sing like my mother. Her theme song was I'll Be Seeing You.
Oh, beautiful.
And of course, she killed on my Yiddish mama. Down south, my Yiddish mama, y'all.
Oh, gosh,
She was great.
I
And
would love to hear those.
me
That's-
too.
That's so amazing. And your father was also a violinist.
He was a concert violinist. I don't know how he had the time to, they barely eked out a living. His people were very poor, but he did, because that's the nature of our people. Determination before all. And my dad became not only an attorney at law by the time he was 21, but also he was the first string violinist and co-founder of the Memphis Symphony Orchestra, which is still quite a good recognized national orchestra.
Incredible. Are there any recordings of him playing violin? You think it's in the same box?
Nope,
Oh,
I don't know. I never heard about any of those.
I have to
And
research.
thank you. I don't even, you know what? There might be a way to, you know,
You never
like
know.
everybody else, I'm so busy.
I know.
And my stepfather was the South's foremost orchestra leader. My mother married two violinists. I guess she liked to fiddle around. And my stepfather, Nate Evans, was the South's foremost orchestra leader. In fact, he is noted with having the very first integrated jazz band on Beale Street.
Really?
About which I'm very, very proud. He became very good friends with the very talented and famous W.C. Handy, who played the cornet and is recognized as the father of the blues. He did write down St. Louis blues for the first time on Beale Street, Memphis, Tennessee. And it has been said that my stepfather was left some Chinese recordings with W.C. Handy himself in China, but at this time I have not unearthed those recordings. So, but I
one
have a
never knows.
great history for music in Memphis, Tennessee.
I think your next project has to be a book. You have to write a book, Shelley.
Oh, don't even say that. You know, somebody just asked me that, and I'm going to get back to him and say, that's a great idea. Did you want to pay for it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I have reached the age and stage where I got things that may be coming up sooner than later, like maybe grandkids, that money, unfortunately, is not infinite. So if somebody wants to sponsor me and
Yes.
my book
Yes.
and my show, The Hebrew Hillbilly, they just need to write a little note to Shelvis. That's me. Shelvis, Shelvis, TN, that's Shelvis, short for Tennessee, at gmail.com. And we can have a real nice talk, because sponsorship is something everybody loves.
I'll drink to that.
Girl,
So, got coffee in here, but it'll do.
I love coffee.
Yeah, I can't live without it. We both
Except
love
if
coffee
it-
and grits.
You need to be careful with coffee, because I recently had some coffee that was grounds for divorce. And this is my real Elvis cup
I love
that
it.
I got at Graceland.
Uh,
I need y'all to show some respect. You know that Elvis has had a big history in the world, and his birthday was January the 8th, and then tragically on Jan 12th. That is so sad that his daughter
I
Lisa
know.
died.
She
I
was-
can't.
we-
I don't want to get into that, but it's a
Right.
tragedy.
It's so sad and it's so ironic. But in any case, I want to play another song of yours because you were talking.
All right.
All right. You
What
were
you
talking
got?
about everybody's living on a bluff, which is a very
Thank you.
profound statement. And your
Thank
your
you.
song "Bluff City Baby," which is fabulous.
Thank you.
I love some of the lyrics about here. Boys will come and boys will go. This is something you should know. Everything ain't quite the way it seems. Living on Delta Dreams.
And girl, you know that's right. You know that's right.
I
And
do
you listeners
indeed.
know that's right. And women just love to, especially when we have young hormones. What's wrong with us? We think just because a boy kisses us, he's in love. Ooh, wrong. So that's what this song's about.
So let's hear Jade number 2, which is Bluff City Baby. Here's
Thank
Shelley.
you very much. Brandy. I sure do appreciate y'all.
I was born in a river town, down where the cotton's grown. Whole lot of loving, help to make a happy home. People said for a southern belle, I was kind of wild, never quite a grown up, never quite a child. Love City, baby, Mama used to call me. She said, Love City, baby, don't you give your heart away. Boys will come and boys will go. This is something you should know. Everything ain't quite the way it seems. Living on Delta dreams. Riding down to Main Street to the Mississippi Lights. Something about those Memphis queens just helped to pass the night. Across the bridge to Arkansas, to the old plantation inn. Dancing dirty boogie was the next best thing to see. Love City, baby, Mama used to call me. She said, Love City, baby, don't you give your heart away. Boys will come and boys will go. This is something you should know. Everything ain't quite the way it seems. Living on Delta dream. I used to spell your name in shadows in the nighttime skies. I used to think I saw forever looking in your eyes. And I believed you when you said you never say goodbye. We grew up and moved away, and now ain't it a shame? Even this old river, she don't even stay the same. The Mississippi's mellow, and it's mighty, mighty rough. In a town where everybody's living high upon of love. City, baby, my mama used to call me. She said, Bluff City, baby, don't you give your heart away. Boys will come and boys will go. Now this is something you should know. Everything ain't quite the way it seems when you're living on Delta dreams. City babies, ooh, dream. The river's mellow, the river's rough. My mama called me Bluff City, baby.
Thank you.
I love that song, Love City Baby. We're talking with Shelley
Thank you.
Fisher about her one-woman solo show, Hebrew Hillbilly, 50 Shades of Oy Vey, which will be playing Saturday, January 21st at 7:30 p.m. at the Santa Monica Playhouse. And for information, you can email Shelvist, SHELVISTN @gmail.com or
Or
call 31.
purchase tickets at HebrewHillbilly.com. Please don't call me, but please do go to HebrewHillbilly.com. We have a direct link to ticket purchase. Additionally, if that don't work, go to brownpapertickets.com. I just sold a bunch of tickets today. Thank God. I was on an earlier podcast, so I know these links must work. Don't
Great.
y'all be calling me.
So I wish Frida and Max were here to come see your show. But they're up there watching you. And I just am so interested in, Shelley, in the creative process. Like, how long does it take you to write a song? Where does the inspiration come? Do you write in 3 a.m. or 9 p.m. or any of that? I want to hear about that.
Great question. It's all about, like you said earlier, timing. I actually feel that when I was a little bit younger, I was more creative
Hmm.
because I didn't have as much pressure
Hmm.
invading my space. Because space is not infinite. Time and space, unfortunately, are finite. And when I'm around other creative people, I become more creative. When I'm in Memphis, I'm more creative because it's an innocent backdrop of my life.
Mhm.
And I see that river and I go, okay, that's where I came from. I feel a little bit like Mark Twain, just exploring the river and the rapids and the currents. And there's just something magical to me about the Mississippi River. And I do feel I live in LA myself. I don't think LA is as creative as Memphis, Tennessee, because everybody was a songwriter that I knew. And I went back and forth to Nashville, and certainly everybody's a songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee, and you absorb the energy. Like right now, I'm absorbing creative energy from you. I
Yeah.
did write some songs during COVID. It was really hard, but I got acquainted with Zoom, and amazingly, it does work. And I wrote several
Yeah, it's
several good tunes. I would have thought you can't do that, but songwriters want to write. So you find a way to connect. And I wrote a couple real nice songs with a guy who had a big hit, which we'll leave his name out, on Netflix. And so that was great.
yeah.
And I wrote another song with a veteran gal. They don't always work out because you get paired up with people kind of randomly. I'm a member of a group called SCL, Society of Composers and Lyricists. All the
Okay.
major composers are members, and it's an interesting organization because the talent, if you think you're talented,
Cool.
good for you. You'll find out, because when you are at an event with John Williams, Justin Hurwitz, who just won best score for Babylon, people like that, you really do have to be reverent because
Humble.
they're geniuses. Alexandra Desplat just
Oh,
composed the music
it.
for Pinocchio. Well, these
Love
are phenomenal talents, and this has been a great opportunity. LA is a great learning experience.
But it doesn't have the grit or the nostalgia or the roots that you came from. So it has to be feeling different,
Well, it's what it is. It's been, I'm not that young anymore, but I'm not dead. And LA is a hard town. I joke about it in my show and I say, LA is a tough, lonely, loveless town. And to a great extent, it really is. And then I say, I memorized the showbiz rule of 3. Don't get bitter, get better. Most important, girls, look good in a sweater because your mama ain't here. Pick you up. You better learn to pick your own self up. It's a tough town. I've had a good life. I'm grateful for this town because a lot of people just love to trash Los Angeles, and that's pretty easy to do. In reality, I can't say for sure that I would have done as well elsewhere. You don't know that. That's ridiculous. I've done well here, and I've made a good living. I own my own home. I've raised a daughter by myself as a single mom. I say, go girl and go girls. We've all done great.
Go Shelley. I love it.
Women are just starting to get the respect that we deserve. In Memphis, Tennessee,
show.
we didn't get no respect.
Your
We were-
show is a testament to everything you've been through, what you're going through.
That's correct.
And I have a feeling that it's very powerful because of both the profound observations that you make, like we're all on a bluff, and
Thank
the
you.
humor that you have. You've got great, great humor, and that came from your parents or your mother, at least. I don't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So there's a lot of great stuff in there. Hebrew
Well,
Hillbilly.
I hope so. You better come out and see it. I know you've seen part of my show on the Jake Ehrenreich show, which was great
Yes,
on JBS TV, and it was a joy.
totally.
Look, everybody went down during COVID.
Yeah.
That is a fact and a blight, which is still continuing. And we just can't say, look, it was terrible. It's still scary. I'm grateful that I never had COVID, and I hope I don't get it. And I don't think it did anything for us as a society.
But your motto is part of your motto that I've read about and learned from you is to persevere, keep going, right? You always
What
say
are you
that.
going to do?
Well, some people just stop, they pause or they stop or they're blocked, but you persevere and you keep creating, and which
Well,
is
so do you. You have to, because it's not for other people necessarily. It's what keeps us excited and moving forward.
the
And
passion of
fired up for the
creativity.
next
You're
day, because with no dream, no nothing.
absolutely, and your show, you told me it's the Hebrew Hillbilly is the longest running solo musical play in the United States. That's remarkable.
And that, I'm so proud to say, is true. We had toured the country back and forth several times, and Israel. And I'm
Wow.
hoping to get back out there again, touring. I'm performing, but
Yeah.
the touring really came to a halt
Yeah.
during
that-
COVID, and it's crawling back to something. I can't say what.
Well, let's hear another song. Let's
Thank
hear
you.
another wonderful collaboration between yourself, Shelley Fisher, and Harold Payne called Down Home Diva. Another
Thank you.
fabulous tune. So Jade, hit it. Down Home Diva.
All right now. How y'all doing? Ready to party? We gonna do it the way we do it down south.
That's right.
With cornbread and cleavage and a little bit of grits on the side. Is that okay? Uh-huh. I said, is that okay? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a down-home diva. Ain't your ordinary girl. Hell no. Said I'm a down-home diva, yeah. Ain't your ordinary girl. Do it nice and easy, then I'm gonna rock your world. I want you to check this out. Well, one man on the left and one man on the right, and the one right here in the middle. You wanna stay all night, 'cause I'm a down-home diva. I turn you 50 shades of blue. Oh yes I will. Down-home diva, a show make a believer. How do you? No man can resist me. No, no. You don't crave my southern charms. I said no man can resist me. They'll just be slaving for my charms. No. Who ain't never gonna quit me once I got you in my arms? Yeah. Well, one man on the left and one man on the right, and the one right here in the middle. You wanna stay all night, 'cause I'm a down-home diva. I turn you 50 shades of blue. Oh yes I will. Yes you will. Down-home diva, a show make a believer. How do you feel? So good, I'm gonna say it for you one more time. Down-home diva, a show make a believer. Show make a believer. Show enough make a believer. How do you make a believer? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's all, y'all. Thank you. Thank you very
Oh
much.
my God, there must be so much energy in the room when you perform. I can't even imagine. People must be rocking and rolling. And
Thank you. Well, you were there at the Triad. We do create
Yeah.
a great energy because why not?
Absolutely. It's hot. You're a hot one.
Well, thank
I
you.
wanted
I'm still breathing on my own steam. Oh,
so if you get a little idea of a fragment of a song, do you write it down? Do you record it? What do you do? Like to remember it
thank you. That's a great question. I usually put it in notes these
Ah,
days.
on the
And
phone?
I try to write, like a verse or a stanza, 4 to 6 lines.
Yeah.
And then I work with it personally, and I always am better off with a co-writer because
Mhm.
lyrics are my specialty, and a good melody writer can save your life.
Yeah, yeah. Look at Rogers and Hammerstein. Or,
That's it.
I mean, collaboration is an amazing thing. I mean, solo is solo, but the collaboration is inspiring, and it just, like you said, the energy feeds off each other. Do you find, Shelley, that you are more creative in the wee hours of the morning or evening or any particular time, or does it just happen when it happens?
You ask great questions.
Thank you. Well, they're
Well,
real questions.
I don't know. That's a great question. I think that for me, I have to be really, really excited about a concept or an idea at this point
Yeah,
because I'm realistic about the music business. If any of you watch Shark Tank, you
yeah,
will see that Mr. Mark Cuban and the other sharks all agree the music business is the worst.
it's so.
They won't invest in the music business.
Mhm.
It's a discouraging path. It's really for yourself you do this. And it's hard to stay motivated. I'm somewhat motivated, not as motivated as I used to be. I won't lie to you.
Yeah. Well, it's very hard if you don't have another career. If you're just relying on music or art or acting, it's difficult. It's really hard to sustain.
Music's a privilege. You know what? You have to earn it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people with no talent.
Huh?
And I'm sorry to say that, but I believe that are no talent at all
Will make
trying to be in the music business. They don't even know what that means. They're stuck in some perfunctory rhyme pattern. It's not all good. I think you really have to look at reality. Are you going to get this song recorded? Who's going to record it? Be honest with yourself, and that's almost impossible. I do counsel college students on careers in the performing arts.
That's
You
wonderful.
need to be realistic.
Yeah.
If you just want to do it for fun, that's one thing. If you think you might make a living, you have to take another point of view.
Yeah.
And I don't really have the formula because in my particular demographic, there was no formula. Now there's more of a formula. I will say, if you want to be in the film business, there's a lot more inroads than the actual music business because Los Angeles is a film and television production capital.
Yeah.
There are many opportunities for behind the scenes work. Very few people make it to the top.
Right.
And those are facts. But you can learn from everybody. I have been awestruck by the amount of talent that I've had the opportunity to interface with just in this movie season.
Yeah.
These composers, my gosh, these people are brilliant. And I'm grateful that some of them think that I'm really gifted because it's a big challenge. I think that it comes by me naturally, and most people, but people that just think they're talented for the fun of it. Okay, that's a nice way to think. Nobody has a control on your thoughts. But I think it's a great opportunity to be creative if you don't have such high expectations that you truly think you're going to be able to make a living
And I think you had said that,
songwriting.
yeah, those are all wonderful tips and thoughts. You said that your mother was not very aware of the industry, right? She didn't have the roadmap, you said, to.
Who had the roadmap 50 years ago? Come on.
Exactly. Right, but they were so smart and intuitive, and not to mention great cooks. What did
That's it. Look, my mother was a great mom. She was the greatest cook.
what did she make?
Well, she was living in Memphis, so she became a full-on Southern belle, and her specialties were fried chicken, latkes, gefilte grits, and Southern kosher barbecue.
Oh my God, really?
Exactly, exactly. And that's what she,
Kosher barbecue.
well, you know, I can't say for sure whether she cooked beef or pork in our backyard, but I used to come home from school every Friday afternoon. The smell of that barbecue wafting, oh my God. But it was always prepared in our backyard, because my mom's famous slogan was, our house is kosher, but our stomachs ain't. And I do have a song called Finger Licking Good, which is all about that. I
Oh,
don't know
no.
whether you got it, but it's a cute song because everybody loved their barbecue. They don't have barbecue like that here. They might have some in New York, but
Not like that. No.
no, they got some places where they look like shacks. You stand in line, you can order every kind of barbecue with homemade grits, homemade cornbread, homemade greens. Oh my God, the collard greens are killer.
Oh, I love collard greens.
Baked beans, lima. They got some good food within a certain niche. If you're looking for gourmet, don't put Memphis on your map. We're somewhere between BBQ and a greasy spoon.
I love it. So
But
your mother how did she learn? Did she just do it by practice by doing?
my mother was really brilliant, honestly. So was my father. I actually think my sister and I were very fortunate because we made our way. And my sister Gail from San Diego is a professor emeritus at San Diego State. I think that we did a great job. And we had some limitations and some triumphs in our background, and we made it.
You absolutely did. You made your parents proud, and
I think so. I hope so.
absolutely. I mean, what a heritage and what wonderful genes that came down through them to you. I just think that
Thank you.
our heritage is so important, and I mean, keeping their memories alive and their hearts and souls alive. You do that all the time. And once again, it's Shelley Fisher, the Hebrew Hillbilly, 50 Shades of Oy Vey, Saturday, January 21, this coming Saturday. HebrewHillbilly.com.
Can I
Yes.
just say one thing? I just threw that 50 Shades of Oy Vey as a descriptive. I'm really not all excited about it anymore. It's the Hebrew Hillbilly.
Okay.
You can leave out the rest of it because it's a true term. My first grade teacher, when I was 7 years old, called me up to her desk and she said, you one of them Hebrew hillbillies? And I told my mother she was very not okay, but I thought it was kind of cute. I've always loved alliteration, though possibly was born of illiteration. I always liked it, and you do too.
I
So
do.
the name stuck with me throughout my lifetime. I had an opportunity to create this show, actually with a Jamaican producer, and she was truly struck by the term Hebrew Hillbilly. So that's the way that I now identify the show. I probably changed the flower. I don't know. Do you like 50 Shades of Oy Vey?
It's cute. It's very funny. And but Hebrew Hillbilly's got a little punchy perkiness.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah.
The description is kind of / was
Yes.
50 Shades of Oy Vey because everybody's had a lot of problems in their life, certainly a lot of up and downs. And that's what 50 Shades of Oy Vey means. Up and down,
I like
up and down.
absolutely.
and
Everybody
down.
can identify. Every
Up
culture.
and down. It ain't never gonna be 100%. but we keep on trucking.
We do.
And that's the beauty of it. My closing song is I'm still hot. It comes in flashes now. And that's what I like to sign off with right about now.
Well, our closing is in honor and remembrance of our heritage and your parents, and it's a tribute to our Jewish ancestry, which is
That's right.
we talked about. It's called "We Remember." It's a beautiful song by Shelley Fisher and Ken
Thank
Hirsch.
you.
And we're going to close the
Oh, well, thank you. That's an honor. I love that song.
I do too. So we're going to play "We
Thank you.
Remember," and I cannot thank you enough, Shelley, for being on Mia's World. Thank you, Jade, my beautiful.
And thank you for
editor.
inviting me to be on Mia's World. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, Jade. I sure appreciate your help. And
Thank
everybody
you, Shelley.
respect and celebrate MLK King Day.
It's a perfect way to go. Shelley
Thank you.
Kingfisher. Thank you again. And here's "We Remember." Remember to get out there, enjoy your life.
Thank you.
We remember him. We remember her. They live in our hearts just the way they were. We can see them smile. We can hear them laugh. We can feel their love guide us on our path. We remember their history, remember their legacy, and they'll always be a part of you and me. They'll always be a special part of you and me. Shema Yisrael, Adashem, Elokeinu, Adashem, Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adashem, Elokeinu, Adashem, Echad. As the years go by, we'll have no regrets. We will honor them. We will not forget. We remember their history. Remember their legacy, and they'll always be a part of you and me. Remember, remember, they'll always be a part of you and me. They'll always be a special part of you and me. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was beautiful, Shelley. Absolutely.
Thank you. And I didn't realize that was actually a live performance on the Jake Ehrenreich show
Right, right,
in 2019,
Yeah.
just before COVID. shut
right.
us down.
Exactly, exactly. That was
And
pretty.
Thank you for being there.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.